By the time of the election of 1876, Reconstruction was already coming to an end. Just 3,000 federal troops and 2 Republican governors remained in the South. The Republican nominee for president, Ohio Governor Rutherford B. Hayes, made clear in his nomination speech that he wanted to return local government to Southerners and eliminate the distinction between the North and the South. His Democratic opponent was New York Governor Samuel J. Tilden, who promised home rule for the South and to root out the corruption of the Grant administration. Though the two candidates were very inactive publicly, it was a very bitter campaign. Throughout the primary and the general election, Republicans waved the bloody shirt, a tactic in which they associated Democrats with the Confederate cause of slavery. Certain people in the press, such as cartoonist Thomas Nast, did this more often and more effectively than anyone else. In this cartoon, Nast implies that Democrats would return the country to slavery and says that the Democratic House is now in secession. Hayes called Nast the greatest aide that he ever had. Tilden amassed 184 electoral votes, just one shy of what was necessary for victory, but voter intimidation by Democrats and massive voter fraud on both sides led to 20 disputed votes in key states such as Louisiana and Florida. The Democratic House established an electoral commission with 5 representatives, 5 senators, and 5 Supreme Court justices. Republicans felt coerced by the commission, as demonstrated in this cartoon from Nast. When Justice David Davis resigned from the commission, it gave Republicans an 8-7 majority and immediately changed Nast's view on the commission. When the Electoral Commission awarded all disputed electors to Hayes, the vote stood at 185 for Hayes and 184 for Tilden. With just 9 days before Inauguration Day, Democrats filibustered, ending the count, and tensions heightened with concerns of a second civil war. The common understanding is that in the Compromise of 1877, Southern Democrats traded the presidency for the end of Reconstruction, the appointment of a Southerner in the Hayes administration, internal improvements like the Texas and Pacific Railroad, and other concessions. However, the choice was between Hayes and chaos, not Hayes and Tilden, and it was Northern Democrats who voted to end the filibuster at Tilden's urging and against the wishes of Southerners. Tilden knew that given the Democrats' tarnished reputation, they could not afford to regain the presidency on such grounds. The Texas and Pacific Railroad was never built, and most internal improvements never came to fruition. The removal of federal troops from the South, which ended Reconstruction, and the appointment of a Southerner as Postmaster General were seen by Hayes as necessary gestures of friendliness to the South at a time when tensions were high, and as an opportunity to forge a political realignment that eliminated the country's sectional divide. Hayes won because Republicans held the better hand, and he ended what little remained of Reconstruction due to his deliberate policy of sectional reconciliation, not because of the Compromise of 1877.